Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of the Concord Athletics Senior Spotlight. My name is Wes McKinney, and stopping by today to join us is Corey Carvelli of the men's track and field team. Corey, so happy you've taken some time here to catch up.
Thank you for having me, Wes. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, man, and we're happy to have you. So let's jump right in here. Out of Clarksburg, central part of the state there, or I guess I should say north central part of the state, Clarksburg, West Virginia. You're a late signing for Coach Cox. I think it was like the last week of May you signed your senior year. But
yes, sir.
You have an intriguing story because your brother was looking for a place to go to college at the same time, and he ends up on the men's basketball team for a couple of years at Concord. Was you and your brother Cam always kind of a package deal, or how did that kind of come about, I guess?
Nah, we weren't originally a package deal. Actually, Concord started recruiting him first. His good friend, a good family friend of ours, Cal Sestaro, was already on the Concord team, and Cal gave Cameron Coach McBride's contact information, and he just happened to go on a visit there. And Coach Cox was recruiting me a little bit at the time, but at the time I was kind of committed somewhere else. I had to go somewhere else, and my mom was just like, "Hey, maybe just go on a visit and see if you like it. Just meet up with Coach Cox, see what you think." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can at least give it a chance, you know. That's the least I could do." And I went down there, and me and instantly, you know, he's just such an awesome guy. And I met up with Roger Foster, who at the time, and David Meck, who in my class with me, and all three of us, we just kind of like immediately hit it off, you know, and we became pretty good friends. And the rest is kind of history, you know. I just fell in love with it.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have somewhere else you want to go in mind. What kind of was, I guess, maybe the ultimate decision for you that made you say, "Hey, I want to kind of switch what I'm doing here and go to Concord"?
Yeah, originally I was planning on going to West Virginia Wesleyan, and they're kind of a powerhouse at the time, you know. And I talked to Coach Cox, and I started looking up some of the athletes that had already signed there, you know, Damon, Jason Weitzel, Michael Runke. We had coming in, and Coach was like one of the first things Coach Cox was preaching to us, or preaching to me and my culture of the program. We could turn the program around, and that really kind of intrigued me. I was like, you know, we could be the start of something really serious. And I think that kind of would help me to come in, and I could immediately compete for a spot on a relay. I could immediately come in and compete for a conference championship, and that's what really sold it for me.
Yeah, we'll talk more about your recruiting class and the talent that Concord had there during your time there, and especially the early part of your career. But let's talk about maybe your transition here, Corey, because you have a really successful high school career. Your senior year, I looked it up, 3-time All-State runner, and also as a field athlete in the long jump your senior year there for Robert C. Byrd High School. What was kind of the transition like from having all this success in high school to your freshman year of college, in the aspect that in high school track, yeah, you train in the off season, but you only have really from, you know, early March till about the third week of May or so to really compete. And in college, it starts early on there, late August, and you guys go all the way through May.
Yeah, in high school, I was kind of a three-sport athlete. I played soccer in the fall, I played basketball in the winter, and track in the spring. So I didn't, like you said, I didn't really train for it all year. And that was kind of the biggest transition right there, was getting my legs underneath me, you know, just started training, hitting the ground running in August, and keep going. And the season's a lot longer. Like you said, indoor starts at the beginning of January, end of December, and we go until the beginning of May. So the season's a lot longer. The beating on our bodies was kind of more intense than what we did in high school. So that was kind of a big adjustment for me. And also coming from Robert C. Byrd, where our track program wasn't one of the best in the state. It was me and Auric and a couple other seniors, and we didn't really have anybody to push us, you know. And then my freshman year coming in, and I started training with Jacob Meadows, who's the returning 400 conference champion. David Meck, I started training with him. Damon, who's just a great athlete in his own right, So having those people to train with helped me a lot. I think was a big adjustment as well.
Yeah, you do have a pretty good freshman year, but your breakout season comes, Corey, your sophomore year. You guys take all the success you had during the indoor season, and you personally translated into a conference championship in the 400-meter hurdles, the 4x400-meter relay, which you spoke of just a few moments ago. They've missed just winning a conference championship. You guys finished second. You set the school record at Penn Relays, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But just kind of take me through your sophomore season and then really focus in on that championship race in the 400-meter hurdles in the spring of 2017.
Not to talk about the 4x4 too much. Like you said, we'll touch on that a little later. But I remember freshman year, I was just like on the outside looking in. I was on the B team, and they won the year before. That team with West, Jacob Meadows, David Meck, and because they won the year before. And I was just like, man, I want to be on this team. I want to compete for a conference championship. So I really intensified my training regimen over the summer. I worked my butt off, man. And I remember I was just like, I just need a chance. I just need a chance. And one of the first indoor meets, I think it was at Virginia Tech, Wes hurt his hamstring in the 60 prelims, and so he decided not to run the 4x4. And I was like, Coach, if you need someone to run the 4x4, I can do it. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna put you at anchor and see how you do. And I split a 50.8, which was my PR at the time for a split, and the rest just into outdoor. And I love the story for the 4. We weren't planning on doing them in that year at all. Matt Plumley was a 400 hurdler as well, and he also did the 110s. And he was like talking to Coach about it. Maybe we should try Carvelli in the 400 hurdles. I had a bunch of parents that always asking me. Michael Runke's dad always was like, "So you're a pretty good 400 runner, and you do the hurdle. Put them together and do the 400 hurdles." And then me and Coach were just like, "Yeah, let's try it one day." We did it at the West Virginia Wesleyan meet. I ran like a 56 mid, which was just enough to qualify. I ran it again the next week at Penn Relays, or not Penn Relays, at the Duke Invite, and I second ran a low 56. We had an off week, the Penn Relays, where I didn't run it, and then we had our conference meet where I ran the prelims and then finals. And so I ran the race 4 times that year and ended up winning, which is an insane story to me, but no one really thought I had a shot of winning that race. Me and Coach Cox, I think, are the only people that really think I had a chance of winning, and I that's something that I'll hold on to forever. Just that feeling of crossing the finish line first. Of course, some circumstances happened where originally I wasn't going to win, but Dustin Martin from Glenville tripped over the last hurdle, but I mean, lack of preparation causes a lot of people to lose in other sports too, and track is no different. But I think that's just I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I actually remember, you were a pretty heavy underdog, you could say, going into that 400-meter hurdle race as a sophomore. But as promised, Corey, I want to talk about that 4x400-meter relay team. Did not realize that you kind of got your chance there at the very tail end of indoor season to really prove yourself in that race. And then you guys go on to have a really good season. You guys run 3:19.11 at Penn Relays. That was this outdoor school record. And for maybe those of you that are not familiar, running at Penn Relays is kind of like playing a football game at the Rose Bowl or playing inside Madison Square Garden if you're a basketball player. Penn Relays in Philadelphia is kind of the sanctuary. Franklin Field is kind of the penultimate place you want to run if you're a track runner. So talk me through that race at Penn Relays. And then I think, Corey, you guys as a team probably had to have pretty good chemistry to run as fast as you did, and you guys had to kind of have the same mindset too, right?
Yeah, even to this day, I'm still really close with some of those guys. Like Damon and David, we talk on a daily basis. I kind of fell out of touch with Jacob a couple of years ago, but I mean, it's still all love there. There's no hard feelings. He just is on to do bigger and better things now. But yeah, but at the time we were all best friends. You know, we ate together, we worked out together, we talked constantly, and pen relays. Actually, through on my Snapchat memories, that race was 3 years ago today, where we set the school record, which was pretty. But we had run 3:19 earlier in the year that well too. We went to High Point and we ran a 3:19.91, and we actually won the whole meet out of the slow heat, which was awesome. But I just remember early, like in indoor, we were talking to coach about taking us up to pen relays. We were like, hey, like the qualifying time's only like 3:30, 3:28, maybe 25, I think, or like point in time. And coach was like, I'll tell you what, if you guys run under 3:24 at this last indoor meet, which was at Virginia Tech, I'll take you guys to pen relays. And sure enough, we ran a 3:22.11, I think, 3:22.2 or something like that, a really low 3:20 time. And coach took us, and the whole time that was just our goal, just going up there. The entire time we were like, that's our goal. We're gonna run our school record here. Do everything that we need to do to set the school record, and sure enough, everything fell into place.
Yeah, let's fast forward here. Everyone, I think, loves a comeback story, and Corey, you're no different. You miss a large portion of your junior season because of injury, but then, man, you make up for it. You have a really good senior year, which was really your fourth year, so your redshirt junior year, I guess you could say. You end up getting Mountain East Conference Runner of the Week there after your performance at Concord's home meet in April. And then this year during the indoor season, you get an all-region selection on your performance from the distance medley relay. So just kind of take me through, rehabbing and coming back from that injury that you had, and just really finishing your whole track career on a high note.
Oh man, rehabbing was hard. Maybe not from a physical aspect, but just from a mental and emotional standpoint, it was hard because these are my teammates. These are my best friends. I wanted to go race with them just as bad as they wanted to go out there and race. So it was hard able to sit from the sidelines like that before. So it took a lot out of my mental to really get back into it. But yeah, that I was really happy for that for the all region honors. I was really happy with that. I was really happy to get MEC Athlete of the Week because I to be honest, I remember Damon told me, he was like, dude, I really think you could get Athlete of the Week, and I was like, no way, bro. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Like there's gonna be someone more deserving to get it than me, But I'm super thankful that I got it, and to end my career on a high note. Like there's been a lot of ups and downs, but there's no other way I'd rather end it than that.
Yeah, and Corey, one last thing here before we let you go. You alluded to that ultra talented signing class that you guys had in the spring of 2015, and when I did this with Damon, I talked with him. That class has 16 school records. There's 16 different records that someone in that class is associated with in some way. When you guys stepped on campus there, August 2015, what was the mindset, and did you guys think that all this was possible?
Our mindset, it was just like we knew we were the young guys up to play. We knew that we were the new guys on campus. We knew we were the new guys in the conference, but that didn't scare us at all. We were just like, bring it on. We're ready. We want all the smoke. Like we're not like out there and compete with anybody. That was our mindset that we took to every single race, and even later on in our careers, me and Damon saw the same mindset. We weren't scared of anybody.
Corey, appreciate the time here today, man, and whatever is next for you, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Wes. I'll be sure to stay in touch.